Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to see you all here. This means so much because I know most of you have left so much behind to be here to listen to us, and it's very important. My name is Ursule, and I come from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And tonight, I want to give you all an assignment, and this assignment is gonna due tomorrow at 11:59. How many of you in this room knows about the Democratic Republic of Congo? Not just as a country, but what's happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo by show of hands. Well, that's not so bad. We have a few people here who knows about the country. So my assignment is, as you go back home, up to tomorrow, 11:59, search about what's happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm not gonna share more about the country. It's your assignment. Learn about it. It's also very important to learn about other countries. So I came from the Democratic Republic of Congo when I was just 5 years old and fled to Uganda with my parents. And I know most of you here have questions about who is a refugee, how does a refugee survive, and where do they come from? So I want you to put yourself right now in the shoes of a refugee. Now imagine you're all in this room listening to me, and something happens all over a sudden. Rebels from somewhere, maybe because they're not happy about the government, maybe because they're not happy about just something that is going on in the community. And gunshots are everywhere in this room. Most of the people here are killed. And when you go back to your homes, maybe your mom, your dad, somebody in your family is dead. And now you're forced to go to another country because you're unsafe in this country. Let me say somewhere in an Arabic-speaking country. Here you speak English, right? So you go to an Arabic-speaking country. There you are welcomed by the UNHCR, the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, and with other refugees from other parts of the world, speaking different languages. You're given a tent, you're given $5 per person per month, you're given a hall, and you're given a few basic needs. And you're taken in the middle of nowhere, in a land, in a forest, and you have to construct a house. If you've never done that, that's your problem. You have to survive. It doesn't matter what you're facing, it doesn't matter if you know how to do it or not, but you have to start a new life in this community with other people. After 10 to 15 years, 20 years plus, you have integrated in this community and made friends and felt at home a little bit. Now you're promised again a better home with opportunities, somewhere where you will feel more safe. And now here, it's either the United States of America or France, Belgium. Now here, let's say America. And when you come to America, after being promised all this good stuff, you're given support for 3 to 6 months. After this support, you're expected to stand on your feet and start a new life. It doesn't matter if you've learned the language or whatever trauma, anything that you're going through, you're expected to start something new. If you're the one in that situation, how would you feel? That's how my family and I felt. So I lived in Uganda for over 15 years, and my mom, she's here today. She was my first teacher. Hi, Mom. So my mom taught my siblings and I our first classes because schools were really very far away, and we weren't able to start school at our early ages, but my mom became our first teacher. And we came to the United States 2 years ago. So while at the hotel, our visa had said we were going to Texas. But for some reasons, our last document said we were going to Tucson. And we were like, where on earth is Tucson? It has never been talked about. If you watch movies, you don't see Tucson, you see Texas. You look at those big cities, New York, Los Angeles, but we're like, where are we going? So when we looked it up with my sisters, it was so miserable compared to the big states, and we were mad. But as we searched again, it had many Catholic churches. My dad had served in the Catholic Church for over 10 years, and we were like, it doesn't matter, we are going to serve God in Tucson. Manchester is very small. And we started our 21-hour flight to Tucson. We arrived at 1 p.m. in September. It was super hot. It was a desert. We were like, I didn't know America had deserts, because each time they talk about America, they talk about snows. Like, it's a place with snow, it's very cold. But America this time around, it had deserts. It was a desert area. So we asked our case manager, can we change states? He was like, yes. You guys can, but you have to do it on your own now. You have to pay for your own transportation. And we had just arrived. And my parents were like, no, we're not going to change states. We're going to live in Tucson, because this is where God wants us to be, and we're going to flourish here. And I remember one thing the case manager said, at the end of the road, there is God. So that really gave us more hope. The worst thing ever, we were taken to the end of 22nd Street. So if you've ever ride at the 22nd Road, at the end, towards the end, and it was 2 miles away from the city bars. We were just new, we didn't have any cars, we had no one, and it was really so bad, for sure. But there were bicycles around, and so we asked the case manager, can we really use the bicycles around? And he was like, yes. So they had to bring someone, a woman named Miss Carey. She came over to assess the bicycles. And when we met her, all we talked about was school, our aspiration, our dreams, wanted to go to school, because my parents had always cultivated that in us. And so that was one thing where, like, even if this place is very small, we have hope that we're gonna study and be a support to others. So this woman really became part of our family, and she was always there when we needed her. She came to our birthday parties. She helped me register at Pima Community College, where I took my GD exams and got my high school equivalency. And that's when I felt, I felt that I belong to Tucson. Tucson is my home. And that's what most refugees always long for. Someone who is there, someone to show them the way. An organization as an umbrella, and a person as a bridge. Because of Miss Mary and one of the ladies, Miss Carey, I have now completed my 2 years undergraduate degree at Pima Community College towards communications in liberal arts. And this fall semester, I'm going to be a senior here at the University of Arizona, doing political science with a focus on international affairs and a minor in marketing. I have also started 2 nonprofit organizations, one of which is Global One Voice Empowerment Network, that will help and support the young people ages between 18 to 35. And the other one is Rehoboth Rescue Mission, that will help to support refugees and other marginalized people all over the world. And I am also in the process of starting a caregiving institute. This is something that means so much to me. I'm somebody who never grew up besides my grandparents, and if I can do this for Tucson, it means so much that I'm helping out my grandparents as well. So this institute will be to support the elderly people here in Tucson as well. So today, I really want to urge you all to play a role in the lives of refugees and newcomers in your communities, big or small. It's very important, because your kindness can be the difference between despair and hope. It can be the reason someone chooses to believe again, someone chooses to try again, someone chooses to do something that is greater than their past. And I want to leave you all with 3 takeaways as I go to sit down. Behind every refugee story is a human, and behind every statistic is a refugee with dreams, trauma, aspiration. And after all the inhuman experiences that refugees go through, all they need most of the time is someone who is there to show them a direction, someone to guide them, because they have dreams. They want to do great things for different communities, but if you're there to support them and show them the way, that really helps so much. Secondly, I want to urge you all that when you welcome someone, it's always more than words, it's always action. Let's always build communities where refugees don't just survive because of food and shelter, but thrive. Just like one of the Kashita board member who is here with us today, Mr. Hana, who helped me navigate my school system here at the University of Arizona. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you don't forget your assignment. You can ask Siri, "Hi Siri, what's happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo?" And Siri will give you answers. Thank you so much for listening.